Good evening, friends. Tonight, I just came back from Eastern Outfitters and I got some new toys from Hunt Arsenal that the store's carrying, and I'm going to tell you about. This is for the mobile hunter, the saddle hunter, the guy that's wanting, or gal that's wanting to be high speed, low drag, lightweight, out in the woods. This is for you. So we're going to go over the new Cloud Freedom, which is the flagship, if you will, saddle from Hunt Arsenal, and their new Icon X20 steps. First thing I'm going to cover is the saddle. So this is the Cloud Freedom. This is their two-panel design saddle. It's the flagship, if you will. And we're going to talk about some extra accessories that come with it. So this thing is pretty neat. As you can tell, it's quite robust. It's designed, even though it's one piece, it is considered a two-panel saddle. You got your leg straps here. One of the neater features of this thing is it's got a two-bridge system. So you have a bridge for the back support and a bridge for the seat support. And on that, you have part of their glide system. So if you haven't seen any of the media out for the new Hunt Arsenal stuff, they have a rope and a tether and a lineman's rope that have this glide system on it. It's a one-handed operation, no ascender required. It comes with it, and as you tell, you can just pull it and it cinches down with this knot, and then you have a knot breaker. But this glide piece allows you one-handed operation to tighten that knot up or loosen it. And we'll go over the tether and alignment belt in a second. But those come with it on the bridge. One of the other neat functions on this is built into it. It has its own little drop pouches built in. And in this, I have the tether. So this is the new Glide Series tether from Hunt Arsenal, and it has that little glide piece on it, has the knot breaker, and this can all be found up at Eastern Outfitters. So, Freedom Cloud. At the store, they also have this gear retracts, and it's a self-retracting gear hoist. Most likely, you'd use it on your bow, so you could bring this down. It's already got a carabiner on it. You'd hook it on itself, or you can hook it on something on your bow, and then as you bring it up, it automatically retracts. Pretty silent operation, and then it just hangs there out of your way. One of the cool features that I like about it is it has a magnetic slide clip, so you can slide that in, and it will clip in place. In the second half of this video, you'll see this when I go climb the tree with it. But you can also you can clip that in place, and it breaks down to a minimal size, so you don't have a bunch of stuff hanging down on the back of your legs as you're walking through the woods. You also have a cinch belt that's got a prusik on it, so you can just tighten that down around your waist. I would probably run this with suspenders. They do make some for it, but this thing's pretty simple. You could, all right, so I'm gonna leave that around my neck. So I got my two bridges around my neck, and I got my belt around my waist, and and that's what it looks like on my lower back. And I can walk through the woods like this. I wouldn't even have to use the belt that they have attached to it. The other piece, they got, they have these nice rubber pieces here, almost like a receiver's glove kind of material. So when it hits the back of the material on your clothes or whatever, it stays in place when you're sitting down, maybe to help hold it in place. It does have molly attachments around the middle part. So you can see it's got double mollies right here. Got some side molly stuff there. I'm not sure what these loops are for, but you got plenty of attachment points, a retention system so that it'll retain itself out of the way for walking through the woods. And I've already sat in this thing. The dual bridge system is really nice for customizing the comfort level of the saddle while you're in the tree, and it's nice and lightweight. Next we have, this is the Icon X20. This is their telescopic climbing sticks. And they did some really neat stuff with this. What I think is really cool with these sticks. The first thing is they have these magnetic tabs to them, and then a little locking piece at the top, so they stack very well and they're fairly quiet. And as you can tell, that's 13.5 inches, approximately 13.5 inches from top to bottom, the way they're currently configured, so they would pack up really small on your pack. And the operation is fairly quiet because this top half, they've coated in like it looks camouflage, but what it is, it's actually a cork. And with two simple little spring tabs, you can unlock it. It extends to 20 inches. And in some of my other videos, you've seen the single and double aiders from them. Very innovative. Their aiders, to me, second to none as far as aiders to have if you're going to be a mobile hunter and use multiple sticks. They go great with these, but and they have a nice platform to each step instead of just a single rope that pinches down on your boot. But you see it easily collapses back down. Just wrap your rope back around and you are secured, ready to pack back up and get out of the woods. I like the metal construction of the top piece, the top piece, the standoff piece, your bottom step, and then standoff piece, and then the center piece that you tie into. As you can tell, it's nice, thick piece of aluminum. The rest of it, I think the housing is made out of titanium. So it's fairly lightweight and very compact and very easy to pack back up. So the next piece of gear I want to talk about are these the Glide series tether and lineman's belt. What makes these things special? So the same thing you saw on the bridges, they have incorporated onto the rope, the tether, and the lineman's belt. So go through the tree like so. I want to tighten up my tether. I can pull it this one hand, and this piece will break the knot and slide it up, and then it's held in place. And then it cinches back down in place when you tighten up on it. And I know the price is at $100 or more, and for some people you'd be like, man, that's a lot for two ropes. Typically you're talking about $70 or $80 just for a lineman and a tether. And then you'd spend another $60 or so per ropeman ascender. This removes the ropeman ascender from this with this piece. It's a non-metal piece that you can use to break your knot, so you can truly have one-handed operation without an ascender. And it's weight reduction, ease of effort, efficiency still there. Very nice product by Hunt Arsenal. I really like it. And matter of fact, it will be going on my kits this year to replace my traditional tether and lineman's belt, because I'm going to get rid of my ropeman ascenders. It's just one less thing that you have to carry, into a tree. One less thing you got to deal with. The other thing that I like from Hunt Arsenal are these carabiners they use. So you do not have to manually lock down your carabiner. It's a quarter twist, push in, and it is open. You let it go, it automatically closes itself. So that's a really nice feature from Hunt Arsenal. The next piece we're going to talk about, and I know this is in get rid of that pine straw. You can tell I've been out testing this stuff. So I know this is a profile platform by Latitude, but it's going to work for the demonstration of the next piece of gear by Hunt Arsenal. So Hunt Arsenal also has a means by which you can secure your platform to a tree, and it is a hybrid of your typical snatch strap, but this time instead of another web belt that goes around the tree and hooks onto this, it has a daisy chain and steel rope that does it. And all you do is you take this, you will stretch it out to where you got your loop handle close to you. You wrap your daisy chain around the tree. And I'll demonstrate this on the tree as well. And then just like you do with your sticks or anything else you've ever used for daisy chain for, I kind of canted it to the side so I could manipulate into the furthest link in that daisy chain. Left it as closed as possible on the tree, and then I pulled that come along, or not the come along, but the strap down to cinch it to the tree. And then when it got as tight as I could, then I cammed it down, pushed it down to get extra tension on it, and then cammed the platform out, and it gave me a nice tight fit to the tree. The other thing I liked about it is Hunt Arsenal's already put a rubberized coating over it to help reduce metal on metal contact. So that's another great product. It's going to be carried at Eastern by Hunt Arsenal. Really happy with that product as well. The next product we're going to have to talk about is this excursion pack. Now the first thing you're going to notice is you got moly loop or loop cutouts all over this thing. Everywhere on the outside that you can think of, there is some kind of loop so you can put an attachment on it. And this is a nice big pack. You can tell it's got a nice padded straps. The back here is got a raised padded area to allow ventilation in your back. And your kidney belt is nice and padded as well. And the other thing I like about the kidney belt is one side already comes with a small pouch on it, and you got mollies on the other side. So if you want to put some, another small pouch or one of their dump pouches on here, you could do that as well. It's got external stretch pouches, if you want to put your water bottle over here. When you open it up, it actually has this semi-rigid pouch at the top of it that you can buckle in place. You can see it here. So if you want to put like your calls up here, or if you have video equipment, you want to put your camera up here while you're setting up, you can do that. And it buckles in. You can unbuckle it and move it out of your way to access the rest of the internal compartment. And inside this internal compartment, there's tons of storage as well. You got a zip up pouch that's see-through. You can put stuff in there. You have another pouch down here in the bottom. You actually have pouches with bungees in here to tighten up. And you got some more zip pouches up here as well. This piece the front flap rolls out of your way, so you can put stuff in here. You can have access to this up here. And you can have your tray up there. I mean, I wouldn't put anything too heavy in it, but you could have this hanging in the tree like that and have access to everything that's inside your pack. So this is the excursion pack. Really nice pack from Hunt Arsenal. Zip this back up. As you can tell, with that little tray thing at the top, you can still zip it up. And you could probably use this bungee as a way to secure more accessories as well. You have two bottom straps. Probably put your sticks there. Super nice pack. So the last thing we're going to talk about today is going to be, this is the Flex Pack that they came out with this year. That is specifically for saddle hunting. And as you can tell, the first thing you got on the outside is a kangaroo pouch. So I can take my saddle, stick it in here. My platform, stick it in there. And look how secure that is. And then you got these two external. These are two external straps that are able to be moved where you customize, move to where you want them. So in my case, I'm going to move it while you're watching all the way to the bottom, and we're going to put sticks on it. So there you go. Now we got our sets of sticks attached. You also you could do this on the bottom as well and use that outer one for clothes. So you see you got more straps on the bottom. But With the platform and sticks on that flex, on the flex bag, that's what it will pack down to. And then you still have your main compartment. So you got your kangaroo pouch for your platform. You have a small bag here on the outside, so if you wanted to put like your phone here, maybe some, if you wanted to put your license and stuff in here, maybe a pen or your extra knives, you put it in there. You have a decent sized pouch in here. You got some mollies on the outside. And as you can tell, you got mollies on your straps. You got mollies on your kidney belt. You got the same, just like with the excursion pack, you have a pack or a bag on this side, of your kidney belt. You got your external pouches, like your water bottle and such. And if you wanted to put molly straps on the front of this thing, you could do the same thing. And then on the top of it, I'm not sure what this bag is, but you have the ability to put another storage piece up here. It's got all kinds of molly cutouts on it, and it's padded, so it goes right behind your head, and it's nice and padded. And then you got a side access to a main large pouch. This is actually a really nice design. The only criticism I would have of either of the Hunt Arsenal packs is the straps aren't adjustable at the top to bring the load up, so if you're carrying a heavy load. But the backing is very nice and padded. The shoulder straps are padded. The kidney belt's nice and padded. It does not have a rigid frame, but they are very nice looking packs. They are very well thought out. Plenty of options for storing your sticks, storing your platform, storing extra clothes, anything that you think you want to take out with you into the woods. So if you're interested in any of these products that I just reviewed today, please go see Ryan at Eastern Outfitters. This is all the new Hunt Arsenal stuff. He's also going to have Latitude up there at the bow shop, at the archery loft at Eastern Outfitters in Jacksonville. Please go see him and start getting yourself ready for hunting season. Anyway, if you stick around for the second half of this video, I'm going to take this stuff out, put it on a tree, and maybe even shoot the bow and just give you an idea of how comfortable I am and how good I feel on the shot, or how good of a shot experience I have while I'm using all of the Hunt Arsenal stuff. Anyway, stay tuned for that. All right, friends, welcome to the second half of the video today. All right, so we're going to climb the tree using the Icon X20 sticks, my profile platform by Latitude. I have the Freedom Cloud saddle by Hunt Arsenal, and all the ropes and accessories that you can purchase from Hunt Arsenal to go with this saddle. And I'm going to demonstrate some different shooting positions and talk about the comfort. And I'm going to demonstrate using the Glide Series ropes that they have on the GoPro, so you'll get an up close view of that and the one-handed operation. I don't know if you can tell it, but I'll back up a little bit more. So everything's bunched up right here. I do have all of the ropes. I have my gear strap for the tree, the rope, the lineman's rope, the tether, and I actually have the strap for the platform in the pockets provided on the saddle by Hunt Arsenal. So those are built into the saddle. So technically, from my opinion, you wouldn't need any kind of dump pouches or extra pouches. It does, the clips for it do hold it in place. I walk across the yard with it, no issues. I will say, you can see I got my bridges using as suspenders for this. That doesn't work really well. It's kind of uncomfortable, so I'd highly recommend getting some of those suspenders if you're interested in buying one of these saddles. So I'm going to go over here and demonstrate the climb now, just as I would if I was going to be out in the woods. So first things first, keep your bow way out of the way. Always know, so like if you're using aiders, always know which one's your first stick you're going to put up. Minus me slamming it down, these things are really quiet. This cork layer over the titanium does a real good job of sound dampening. I'll try to do a better job of actually being a little bit quiet with it, like I would in a hunting situation. I'm not going to go up that high today. No aiders being used. Normally, I would not put my second stick up I would climb up with it, but I do not have any of my accessories for my other saddle on here. And that's how easy, you see, I just unclipped it. Now it can be laid down. All right, so here I am gonna put my lineman's rope. I'm gonna put my lineman's rope through, girth hitch it onto the saddle, and there you go, one-handed operation, pulling it around. I'm gonna get the other side of the saddle right there. Nice quarter, easy on that quarter turn carabiner, and it's locked on place. There we go. So now we can take that second stick. That is nice. If you saw me, I just pulled that with one hand, tighten up my lineman's belt. Keep your fingers over these springs, that way they don't detent out so loud. There we go. It'll help if I pull my lines tight. Those ropes really cinch down in these locks. That is a nice feature on these. As you can tell, I got plenty of room for my feet down here. Those are 10.5 boots. All right, so hook up my gear hoist. This looks more awkward than normal. It is. Normally I would go up all in one event. On one effort, I would, but I do not have any attachments to hold this stuff on my person as I'm climbing up. And there's that one-handed operation. Let's see if I can get that, pull my lineman's belt up tighter. So I'm working hands-free, or working with one hand rather. Nice and quiet, that's what you want. And for the purpose of this video, I am not doing anything with my extra ropes here. I am just letting them dangle down. Normally I would have them tied up, but trying to do this in a timely manner. All right, let's go down and get the rest of the stuff. Again, to loosen up my lineman's belt, I'm just gonna one-handed operation there. Just pull back on this knot, and it just glides right down the rope. All right, at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and break out my tether. And you can see, this is their pouch that they include. That's the strap for the platform. I'm gonna go ahead and tether up. I'm gonna see if I can grab this platform out of that kangaroo pouch without having to take the pack off. Success. All right. That is locked in place. This is that platform attachment from Hunt Arsenal. Show you how to use that. Now I'm gonna reach this daisy chain around. Sorry about the video. Bring my daisy chain around, and as you can tell on this buckle, I'm gonna run it all the way to where the handle is up against the buckle. I'm gonna bring my daisy chain around. And for those of you that have ever used daisy chain, you know you can turn it to the side, get your closest chain, closest link. Out of your way. You can get you turn it to the side, you can get the closest link wrapped around your hitching device, your post. And now I am pulling the other side of that strap to tighten it down. So you see it there being tightened. And since I have my tether on, I can loosen up my lineman's belt a little bit. See that easy one-hand operation? I like that. Now I can cam down. I can cam down that platform. While it's still up, I can bring my lineman's belt over it. I can work my tether up, and that's just added safety, working it that way. There we go. Lineman's belt is on. Still got me secured to the tree. So now I'm going to loosen up my tether and actually get it to the desired height, which I like it. Just over, I put my tether this is just over head height, and then my buckle will actually be, this will actually be around forehead level. Now what's super cool about this particular saddle is you can see both of my bridges are easily adjustable right here. Now that I'm all secure in the tree, I'm going to take my lineman's belt off. It's always important to make sure with your lineman's belt that you leave it secure until you know your tether is going to hold you. You want to know that this isn't going to slip, and it's going to hold up here, and your device won't slip. Once you know you're secure in the tree, then you can take your lineman's belt loose. So I'm just stuffing this, and as you can see, that pouch is still fairly easy for me to get to. Except I need to get my gear hoist or my gear strap out. And I like, when I hook my stuff up, when I bring my bow hanger up into the tree, I put my bow hanger just below my tether. And now I got hooks for my bag over here, my bag and my quiver, and my bow hanger goes right here. So now my bow will be easily accessible right here. My bag and my quiver will be easily accessible over here, depending on how I want to hook it up. So I got my bag over there. Now it's time to, let's put the lineman's belt away first. You can see, still have access to the gear pouches that come built into this saddle. And I want all this stuff tucked away nice and neat, because I don't want anything dangling loose on me, which is what I like about these pouches being built in. What I like about that latitude hanger, if you can see that, look, it's wide enough that it fits under my limbs. I don't have to put it between my limbs or hang it on the cam. I can hang it just like that. Yep. Naturally, my gear hoist is tangled on briars. All right, gear hoist is retracted. So now all I have to do is put that tag in for my, tether away. That way it's not loose and hanging out. All right, so there we are. We're completely set up, and this would be a typical, like, your strong side shot over here. So let's do some shooting. They're plenty comfortable right here. Got my knee into the tree. Plenty comfortable right here. Tighten up the back a little bit. Yeah, nice and reclining. That one-handed operation, take some pressure off, and you can just tighten it up, or you can just loosen it a little bit. That is really nice, and it gives you some extra back support. So if you're like me, I don't like lock-ons, because the lock-ons cause back pain for me. So this is really comfortable. So let's do a little demonstration of different angles. So turning around for a 6 o'clock shot. So I can turn around. I have turned around for that 6 o'clock shot. Walk around. I'm covering from my 1 o'clock. Trying to do this with a GoPro is not fun. And you can see, I'm gonna turn around, get it that way. And even with the double bridge, nice and easy to turn around and cover from that 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the event, you know, your deer comes at a different angle than you're anticipating. I like that. That's really nice. The comfort of that is really nice. Yep. So all the shots are pretty comfortable in this thing. Check that yardage. I had it on 40. Back to 20. Let's take a shot. Good day to be alive. All right, guys, so that's a wrap for this Hunt Arsenal edition of saddle hunting. You can find all of this gear at Eastern Outfitters. Go upstairs and see Ryan, and he can point out the stuff that he likes. You can reference this video, and I can tell you the one thing that I really liked is these glide system ropes. This is the bridge, but the glide system, I really like the lineman's rope and the tether with that glide system. Hunt Arsenal's come out with this. This saddle was very comfortable, and it's very light, and it packs up very nicely behind you when you're out walking. So I think you'll be very happy with this. If you were interested in this, the sticks, any platforms, everything you can want, they're going to have it at the store. The retractable gear hoist is there. Hunt Arsenal also makes a bow hanger that you can buy at Eastern Outfitters. So go see Ryan. You better hurry up and do it. Season is almost a month away, and I know he had 2 of these saddles left when I was up there. So hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and as always, God bless, stay safe, shoot straight, and happy hunting.